This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so today is Tuesday, March 19th, and as always, everything that we're going to be talking about today is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. All right, so far, I know we put out there there is a Fed meeting going on tomorrow at 2. I don't know if that's really what's affected this morning as much because usually that would be more tomorrow morning, but at the same time, it is pretty slow out there. There's not a lot of things going on, really not even a great show of hand pretty much anywhere from what I can see. The first thing I'm going to be looking at, though, is ALT. So we just came up to this double top, 440. We can see we did get some really nice buying that came in right underneath it. You can see that 432 burst and as well as, right around that 440 level. So it certainly has the buying that it needs up above, but my biggest concern is I really don't like the fact that it didn't even try to push back towards this 450 level. Okay, so the first time that we got there, early this morning. I mean, you're talking about almost 7 o'clock in the morning, and then coming over, right now, I would expect a little bit more of a volume push towards there. But, it is what it is. So really what we're going to be looking for, it has the buying up above. We're just going to need for, after that pullback from it, to see a nice trigger break to be able to break not only towards that double top that we're going to be coming to, but then also as well to be able to break to at least 5. That's really where we'd be looking to go. But it's really going to just depend if we're going to get prints at that 450 level on the S side. Just hasn't really given us anything to go on yet. So overall, it's got the opportunity. It's just not really that great. Now, we had 2 stocks yesterday that I wanted to keep an eye on this morning. One of them being Derm, DERM. So this is 139,000 shares. Nothing too great that's came up in it yet. I mean, 1235, you had a little bit, but coming up to that 13 level. Once again, we can see we just not really getting any type of real prints coming in there. Now, normally this would be on my side list, but based off the fact that there just really isn't much else for us to watch, we're going to be putting that one on our regular list this morning. And then we also wanted to keep an eye on Dare, but Dare unfortunately just is not really doing anything this morning. I mean, there's just nothing. I mean, it's got 138,000 shares, but there's just nothing that I can see there for any real opportunity for me to be able to put that. If we do start to see this move, it's just going to come out of nowhere once the market opens and we'd see some type of spike coming back in. So it's still something I'm going to keep just on my watch list, but certainly not anything for us to be putting on our morning list. Let's take a look at our scanners from before. That's pretty much all that I had. Even our everyday stocks, everything's just kind of floating around this morning. So TYHT, this is one I was looking at before, and it's definitely a bit of a reach because as we were pushing up towards that 2 level this morning, we really didn't get any type of in the beginning of it, really any type of volume until we got towards those highs, right? Basically right about that 7 o'clock area. So there really isn't that much volume that came into pushing this up towards 2, and it's just been kind of falling ever since. So really what we're going to need to see is it hold this 125 level, holding that 125, and then heading up towards that buying, that trigger back up. So basically a trigger off that 125 would be really the only type of trade that I see going on in here, based off of what we have. Like I said, I mean, that 150 area, we had the one ask print. There just was not really as much, really any good buying that we saw coming into that ever since that push up before about 7:30. So this is definitely going to have to go on the side list because it has some variables in it that gives it a chance, but it's just not really enough. It really, really is a side list stock, especially if it breaks past that 125 level. We're not even going to be looking at it anymore. Next one looking at is Alt, which we already know about. We have the XRT, not enough volume. CLRB, I'm starting to get a little bit of life coming into it. The volume's, not great, but it's not terrible. Nice little buying burst that came in over here at about 349 and 350. So we're kind of pushing up from that. It really should have pulled back a little bit, even though it really wasn't that many prints. So, as of right now, pushing up towards that double top that we have up here. Obviously, 4 is going to be very important to giving us any information on what we're going to be expecting for it to continue back up, because you can see going back to the prints, we don't really have anything up around that 4 area. Most of it's, the 370, 370-ish. And you can see the bar that it jumped up on is just really not much volume at all. So have this entire move up needed to come back down. And now we're starting to get a little bit of buying in as we're pushing back up. Next one is STNE, 526,000 shares, but there's just not really anything going on in here. Besides the fact, if we look, we do have some nice prints that just came in at that 4150 area. So even though it's really not anything special, I mean, 211,000 shares, and it looks like, pretty much like garbage. This is probably one of the better show of hands that we've had anywhere within a stock coming into this morning. On average, it only trades about $1.41, but based off the volume that we're seeing coming in this morning, we should definitely see more than that. How much more, that's really going to be what it comes down to, because the way that it's trading so far right now, I would have worries of the market opening and it not being able to really get any type of real movement and any type of real volume coming in, and end up just being a kind of a dead trade. But like I said, best show of hand that I've seen so far, the 4150 ask prints that we had going on over there. Next one is, hold on 1 second. Yeah, let's see. All right. So SPGL, 1.3 million shares, but nothing really going on there at all. AGXO, I was looking at, I was going to try to reach with it, but there's just really not enough there for me. I mean, the way that's trading, it's just all over the place. It moves an average of 30 cents. It's definitely going to be more than that today because, we could see 453,000 shares being traded in the pre-market already. But another one that's just going to have to go on the side list. There's just not really enough there for me to get behind yet. Without some type of better show of hand or some type of real big buying that comes into it. Because as of right this second, you can see, once again, we come down to that 7 level, and there's only a few prints, not really anything too great, especially the fact that the stock is only $7. So I would really like to see a little bit more than that. MIK 171, absolutely nothing. ATOS, we know we were watching that one yesterday, but as of right this second, I just, we have all the buying in the world that we need. Make sure, I'm going to put this on our list because there's nothing going on yet this during the pre-market, but certainly have it of something that you're watching throughout the day because, I mean, we know we have all the buying in the world that we need up around this 5 level. It's just a matter of getting that volume to come in and kind of be able to push it. All right, AU, not going to be looking at, and that is about it. Now, moving over to the loser side, list is a little bit smaller, but there's just not a lot of substance between most of the stocks that we're seeing out there. Dare, another one that we know it's got buying up above, but there's just not really much for us to do anything with. We have LPTX, 187,000 shares, but just nada. And then WHD and Yext, which both have pretty much no trading and no real volume going into it. So overall, it's just very slow. This isn't that long. There's just, like I said, there's just not a lot of the substance that's within it. All right, guys. Now, anything else out there that I missed? Anything else we got going on that I missed? Nope, not besides class 10 o'clock today, Nitesh. 10 o'clock, and then tomorrow and Thursday will be at 9:15. The link will be sent out shortly. All right, guys, so I'm going to get ready for class. Let's get ready for the open. I'll talk to everyone in the chat room, and I'll see the rest of you in class. Happy trading.